When we work with our emotions, there needs to be room for both movement and stillness when we work with our emotions. A lot of us rely on movement because we're overwhelmed. Emotions are energy. They're not just thoughts. So this is why they're unique to working with thoughts. We could work with thoughts too and learn how to do that. But emotions also have a quality of, I don't know if I want to say physicality, so I'm just saying energy, meaning something that's not necessarily material, but it's also not as immaterial as a thought. It's the energy of movement in the body, right? What we call lung or prana. And so a lot of us, because we're kind of overwhelmed by that energy and the emotions that accompany it or get triggered by it, sometimes we use movement as a form of bypass, as a form of fixing or remedying, which is not bad necessarily. It's sort of like, just because we use a remedy, it doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, physical exercise and movement is really important. Actually, within traditional Buddhism, that's why we have practices like prostrations. We have yogic exercises and things like that because it moves the energy. That's one reason we have them. So here, when it comes to awareness and really growing a deeper relationship to how to work with our emotions, it's more, I would say the question is more, is that conscious or not? Right? Because if we're consciously using movement to shift energy and open it up, I don't think there's an issue with that. But if we're using movement unconsciously because we don't know how to sit with the energy of an emotion, then I think that can be problematic over time. Meaning it's another form of suppression. So that's not a judgment, it's just a question, right? Like we can start to explore in our minds. And I found there's just very subtle expressions of energy and emotion in my body that I need a lot of space to sit with. And in the beginning, I didn't have that kind of stillness or rest in my body to even be able to do that. So this is where sometimes with my mentees, I recommend with people who aren't able to do that, what we're doing is we're growing a wider somatic practice that doesn't necessarily work with emotions right away. It just works with creating space and rest in the body. And then at some point, we can start to allow more the movement of energies and emotions and start to work with that. Another thing I recommend is movement. So if we can't handle a certain emotion, movement is probably one of the most skillful things we have as a human being that we can use, right? I mean, I exercise. I hate exercise. I'm just not like a kind of person who loves to exercise. It really takes me. I really have to like push myself to do it. But after I do it, even a very short, like intense workout, my energy moved so much and I feel so much better. But as I said, if we also don't know how to sit with our energies and emotions, we need to start cultivating that.